Hey all, Jody Deane here, and in this video I'm going to talk about some healing that you can receive whilst you're on Glastonbury Tor in England, Somerset, England. And it's a magical thing. So this is one of the wonders of these magical sacred sites, is that they are portals and that we can tune in and we can receive healing. And it's the morphogenetic field that the site and the geography holds, the topography. And we are, as humans, we can interface with these places and receive healings, which is wonderful, because guess what? Like, consciousness controls reality, and the more we understand that and realize the truth of that, then the more we can get in touch with our own healing, get on board with our multidimensional destiny, with our unlimited potential, the infinite possibilities that life holds, and the miraculous healings that we can receive as well, and on a physical level, mental, emotional, spiritual. So here we are, Glastonbury Tor behind me. I've just been up there. It's lovely. You may be able to hear in the background some noise. There's some drumming going up there in the little ruined church up there, and some sound. So you may or may not pick that up. The camera, the mic may or not pick that up, but yeah, it can be very quiet and silent up there. When I was up there, it was silent, and when I was in the structure itself up there, there was a couple of other people meditating, and that's very sweet. And, people would come by and come in, maybe take a photo, but there's a kind of a sense of reverence, at least. But yeah, we're in the evening times here. It can, on a nice evening, it can get more and more people going up there, and get a little bit rowdy and crowded, with some kind of people doing some acoustic music or some drumming and maybe even some dancing. Done that many a time up there, and that's a really sweet thing to do at sunset particularly. And yeah, when you're up there, you have an amazing 360-degree view of every direction. Check out some of my earlier videos. I did take some around this time last year, where you get to see some of those views, and it really is a prominent hill in the landscape, anywhere around it for like 20 miles. This 10 to 20 miles, let's say, anyway, this way and that way, right? All the different cardinal points. So anyway, I am writing this book about Avalon, and this is this kind of mythical realm, historical / mythical realm, that is connected with Glastonbury and the town and the land around here. And this crops up in the Arthurian legends, King Arthur, Excalibur, Guinevere, Round Table, all that stuff. And there's a lot of symbolism and a lot of lineage connected with this site, with the Tor as well. And there is evidence, archaeological evidence, that there has been, this has been a ceremonial site for at least 10,000 years, which is huge. I mean, it's absolutely huge. Just to think about that, just to let that sink in. For 10,000 years, this has been a spiritual center. And in fact, the abbey here, that is ruined but still beautiful, was a huge, it became so big and it became so popular. And there was a kind of a healing cult based here as well, in the 15th, 16th century. And people used to come all over for healing. And it got to a point that the abbey's income exceeded that of the Crown of England. I'll say that again. The income, the revenue from Glastonbury Abbey exceeded that of the Crown of England. So it was extremely popular place, and still is. And of course, people come here for healing and for spiritual growth and on a spiritual quest. And it's a huge place for healers, for meditation, for spiritual awakening. And that's why I'm here. It's one of the reasons I'm here. So anyway, I just went up the Tor. As I'm writing this book, I wanted to reconnect with the Tor, and it takes about it's about a 7-minute walk up there from this area here. I'm in the little apple orchard, this little where you have these little crab apple trees. They're beautiful, and from here you just kind of walk up, and it's about a 7-minute walk roughly. It depends how fast you're going. And so I meditated at the top, and then I just kind of lay down, and I was being invited, let's say, to receive and to let go and release. And so that's what I did. I let go and I released. And this was an energetic release, a psychological release, releasing attachment to outcomes, releasing this kind of need for things to go a certain way in my life, in my reality, in my day. And yes, I started to experience this profound release as I lay down, particularly, and on the top of the Tor, and just breathed and relaxed and received. And yes, it was very relaxing, very calming, and I came to this point where I felt this very much this tenderness and this opening in my heart, and this expansion in my heart. And what I received was ultimately a healing in my heart. It was very profound, and my heart center here still feels warm and tingly and soft and tender again, and expanded. And I feel like I've received a massive gift. I really do. Really, really beautiful gift. And so I'm going to write about this now, today, and share more deeply about this in the book. The book will be finished in a couple of weeks, so and you can pre-order it. I'll leave a link below to pre-order the book. I have read a couple of passages from the book to people who were interested, and the reception was unexpectedly, surprisingly warm and euphoric. It did seem that there was a kind of activation that happened in the people who received those words. So I'm very grateful for that, and of course it's a good feedback. It helps in the feedback loop of creation and manifestation, and allowing this to unfold through me. And yes, I still come across these thoughts of imposter syndrome and who am I? Who am I to be writing this book? What do I know? And all of those things. And it's interesting to navigate that and dance within the midst of these thoughts, and dance with these thoughts, and at the same time maintain that course and maintain that direction towards the completion of this creative project, of this book. So I like to go to different sacred sites, and in Glastonbury here there are a multitude in fact, and I have been receiving guidance, healing, insights, intuitive downloads in all of them. Actually, it's magical, and so I am called to bring people here on retreat kind of situation tours, where we can go and experience this ourselves as a group. I'm feeling called to do that and offer that. So yeah, let me know if you're interested. I will be running a weekend about activating your purpose, your soul purpose, here in Glastonbury at the end of October. So yeah, let me know again if you're interested in that. I also drop a link for that when that is done on Eventbrite, also on my site, my website. And so yes, these things I wanted to share right now. And so it is absolutely possible for you to go to a sacred site and to ask for guidance, ask for healing, to receive, to open to receive. Oh yes, and by the way, I've just been at the White Spring about 3 afternoons a week, the well house of the White Spring. I'll make another video about this, but the well house of the White Spring of Glastonbury is open, and you can go in and bathe in some pools, cold spring water, and you can also pray and meditate. And there is a shrine more to the kind of divine feminine, and then there's also a shrine more to the divine masculine and the wild self. And it's a beautiful, profound experience. So I've also received that today, which is also informing my experience. I felt like that was like a kind of cleansing and purification that happened, that then I was able to receive more from the spirit of the Tor, to receive more from that sacred ceremonial site. I'm kind of standing on it actually. And yes, so we can go to these places and be open and ask for healing, ask for what we wish for. And what one of the traditions here in these lands is to, if there is a tree, a holy tree, a sacred tree, or a kind of a grove, or twigs around, to tie ribbons as wishes on the twigs. And so inside the well house of the White Spring, there are twigs and branches, and there are ribbons on them, which are kind of like prayers. Now I don't know if that's just kind of like decoration, or if at some point that people were invited to put those ribbons on those twigs. I don't actually know the story there, but there is well, when I was in there were some pieces of paper and pencils, and you got to write your wishes, your prayers down, and they would then be offered or prayed upon or something. And it's all run by volunteers as well. So yeah, and it's just like, coming with our intentions, opening, surrendering to the consciousness, the guidance, the healing of the place, and allowing ourselves to be transformed. And we get to do this. It's a choice. We get to do this. So you can do that. So perhaps there's a sacred site near you, or there's a sacred place that you've wanted to go to, that you've yearned to go to. Whether that be a holy spring, a sacred spring, a holy well, some kind of building, or an ancient megalith, mounds. There's different versions of sacred sites around the world in different countries. Pyramid, one of them could be. Tombs could be another. And go ahead and offer a prayer, ask for healing, ask for guidance, share your intention, have it inside you, pray with that intention in your heart, and interact with this magical landscape. And don't be surprised if you receive some healing that you had not expected, or that something happens or miracles happen that again are a surprise to you, because the land is alive, and there is so much, elemental energies, nature spirits, guardians, etc., around, who are here to dance with us, to assist us, to work, and we can work with them. So and that's also why people leave offerings, is to acknowledge and respect the spirits of the land around, and to make an exchange. And so that's an interesting one. It's an interesting one, probably a subject for another video in itself. that whole thing. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm attracted to Bali as well, is because that is a daily thing. This also happens in India as well. It's a daily thing where the locals make offerings to the spirits. They light their incense, their candles, they do their prayers to the spirits of the land. And I think it's very beautiful, and of course it was done in all cultures originally. So it is very natural. It's a very natural thing to do, and if you're aware and if you're in touch with self and open to the subtle realms, then it becomes such a more obvious thing to actually do, a natural thing to do, to work with what is here and acknowledge and honor what is here as well, right? And to honor these sacred places and these power points, and to be in harmony with them. So yeah, and that's also what pilgrimage is about. One of the things that pilgrimage is about. So just some food for thought for you. Perhaps there's somewhere you would like to visit, on pilgrimage, on a sacred quest. And yes, leave that in the comments if you want to share. I'd be interested to know. Perhaps there's somewhere you've been that was very meaningful for you. And or you can also share, where you'd love to go, and if you've been to Glastonbury, for example, and what that was like for you. There are people coming here from all over the world. The bed and breakfasts and the hotels are full. So it's a beautiful place, and I feel very grateful for being here, and I'll continue to come back and we'll work here more. So thank you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Do share it if there's someone who you feel could benefit from this, could resonate. And if you would like help on your own spiritual quest, on your own awakening journey, on your own personal healing and transformation journey, I do offer coaching, and I do have a couple of programs as well. So there's one-on-one and there's group processes available. And yes, as we all know, that the awakening journey is very personal and specific to each individual, and the process of personal evolution is very unique to each one of us. And so you may be wondering, well, what about this for me? I don't know, my situation is such that I am finding difficulty with these things, and what about that? And you might be able to find a video where I talk about that, but the likelihood is that your actual unique situation is specific to you, and so you may want to have some guidance around your specific situation, and so I do offer these 20-minute Life Accelerator sessions, which you can book and apply for using the links in this video description as well. And that's a beautiful opportunity to get some clarity around where you're at, what challenges you're currently facing, and also look to activate that vision for your future, to set that course and navigate a path towards your dreams, towards healing, towards growth, towards expansion, and towards living your best, most miraculous life in abundance and joy and purposefulness and celebration. So yeah, and it's a chance for us to get to know each other, and I can't promise you that I will offer you a deeper way to work together, because I have to get to know you a little bit first as well, but I promise you it will be a benefit for you to do the 20-minute session. So it's definitely worth applying and booking for. All right, blessings to you on your journey, and yes, have a wonderful day. See you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe and smash the notification bell so you can get updates of the most interesting new videos I'm doing around all of this stuff, around consciousness and awakening and spirituality and healing and everything else. All right, blessings. I've been Jody Deane. Take care. Bye for now. Stay awesome.